What's good with it, YouTube fight fans all over the world? It's your boy, the realest of the real. Yes, sir, I said it. Real Talk Boxing. It's a privilege, an honor, and a blessing to be back with you beautiful people this Friday morning. My weekend started early, man. I actually took off early yesterday, and I took off today. I was awarded 10 hours leave. I got an award, an employee award at my job, and they gave your boy some time off, and they giving me a substantial amount of a bonus on my next check. So praise God, I'm feeling good because of that. Nah, it's a blessing, man. Can't wait to see that money though, that lunch money. But I'm just chilling, man. And forgive the specs. Yeah, as you all know, I hate wearing my glasses. But last night I was doing road work, and when I was on the track, I had just hit a mile, just hit 4 laps on the track, and this freaking bug flew in my right eye, like directly into my eye, and my eyeball was burning like hellfire, bro. I literally almost stopped and just put a halt to my road work. I had plans to jog 3 miles, but my eye was burning so much I was able to squeeze out another mile. So I didn't do 3, I did 2. And, on my way home, I literally let my window down and took my contact out and I flung it out the window, man, because my eye was bothering me so bad. And it's still kind of bothering me this morning. I just don't feel safe putting the contact in my eye right now. It's going to have to heal. So I'm probably going to have to wear these stupid glasses for the rest of the day. And hopefully not tomorrow. But if my eye's not feeling any better, then I'll have these bad boys on. You can literally see how it's like I'm looking through a freaking fish tank. I am blind as a bat, y'all. But, I'm on Boxing News 24, and they're talking about, Plant versus Alvarez. It's pretty much a done deal for September 18th, but will the fans be willing to pay for it? That's the question, and that's a really, really good question, a valid question. It says here, Canelo Alvarez versus Caleb Plant is expected to be finalized soon for September 18th on Fox Sports pay-per-view in Las Vegas, Nevada. Although the fight isn't considered a true pay-per-view bout, Fox Sports will be selling it to the public anyway, hoping that they'll be willing to pay 70 plus to see Canelo against IBF champion Caleb Plant. If the fight gets negotiated, it'll be a one-fight deal for Canelo, a career-high payday to fight on Premier Boxing Champions against one of their stable fighters, Plant. It's a big-time gamble for PBC because Plant is a Showtime guy who hasn't made waves during his career due to the combination of mediocre opponents and lack of charisma. Plant doesn't show any emotion when he speaks. His managers need to loosen him up if they want him to sell his fight on pay-per-view against Canelo. You literally don't know if Plant is happy, sad, or angry when he talks because he doesn't show emotion on his face and his tone doesn't change. All right, this is interesting to me because, first off, Canelo is getting a huge bag, and Canelo ain't finna sell himself short for anybody. So, if Canelo doesn't get what he's asking for, then guaranteed, you know how it go. Is this a pay-per-view fight? Some people would say yes, some would say no. I'm on the fence with it because, first off, it is for undisputed. History will be made that night if it goes the way I believe it's going to go. But is that enough for someone to pay 70 plus for a pay-per-view event, this being the main card? First of all, you better have a stacked undercard if you want me to pay $70. Because just alone, this fight, I got to be honest with you guys, I'm a huge Canelo fan. I am. But truthfully, I'm not willing to pay $70 to see Canelo fight Plant. I'm not. 50 maybe. I would rather be 39.99. But 70, gotta be honest with you, no. No. We are, Canelo is setting out to make history. Undisputed is a thing of the past, and we don't see many fighters fighting for undisputed. But the opponent is just not enough for me to shell out $70 of my hard-earned money. You know what I'm saying? It's just it would be a hard pill to swallow. It would. So in order for me to pay 70, that undercard better be stacked. I'm talking about like a double stacked quesadilla from On the Border. That used to be my favorite. You had chicken, you had bacon, you had all this stuff I don't eat no more because it was killing me, literally. But and they're right what they're saying about Plant. I mean, no, not many people know who Caleb Plant is, and he's not a trash talking type fighter. He isn't full of charisma. I believe that he's a really, really good fighter, but I mean, people look for trash talkers. People look for someone who's quick-witted. People look for someone who's a little brash. But you could say the same about Canelo. Canelo is recently coming out, spitting fire. You know what I'm saying? His last fight, the press conference when Boo Boo came in, Andrade was talking what he was talking, and Canelo was like, "You horrible fighter, horrible. Get the out of here. Get the out of here." and finally we getting some heat from Canelo. But with Plant, they're right. It's the same thing, like over and over again. Plant's probably just not the type of fighter who talks trash, and it's hard to market someone like that. That's the reason why Adrian Broner went so far in his career. I mean, he was a mediocre fighter, a B plus fighter at best, but that mouth, he had the gift of gab, and people just wanted to see him get knocked spark out. And when Marcos Maidana did that, man, we threw a party over here. But he's just not that type of fighter. Just like Terrence Crawford. Terrence don't talk that trash. They do their business in the ring. And I'm pretty much the same way. I get very excited about fights. When if you've been to any of my live streams, you see that sometimes I get excited and I yell and I move around, but as far as trash talking, that's just not me. I'm not really into talking trash or getting into verbal exchanges or verbal altercations with people. Listen, either you gonna sit there and talk trash or we gonna move around. Either you gonna sit there and talk what you talking or we gonna throw hands. I'm not the type of dude that'll sit there and argue with you all day. You know what I'm saying? But then again, in the same sentence, I'm not the type of dude that just lets anybody run over me when it comes to my safety or my two ladies' safety. And you threaten that, and you get in my vicinity, if you get in my vector, my space, then expect for some physicality to begin. I'm not the toughest dude in the world. I ain't talking no trash, but if you run up on me, you better bring a lunch, because I ain't finna start it. But if you start it, somebody getting hurt. That's all I'm saying. And fighters like Plant and fighters like Crawford, that's what you see. And that's what you get. That's why they're really hard to market and promote. But at some point, your talent has to speak for itself. You know what I'm saying? You can be big trash talkers like Prince Nassim Muhammad and, Muhammad Ali and people like that. But, it's just hard to market fighters nowadays because people like the theatrics of it. People like the drama more so than they do the actual fight. I like drama in the ring. I don't like it outside the ring. I could care less about that. But I can understand what they're saying here on Boxing News 24 about Caleb Plant. And I can understand why people wouldn't be willing to pay $70 for this fight. I'm not going to be willing to pay for it if the undercard is not stacked. You know what I'm saying? So they may be making a mistake. Maybe not. They're taking they're stepping out on faith, and maybe it'll sell. But Canelo's going to get his, like Uncle Sam. Canelo's going to get his before anybody else does. So, I'm pretty sure that this fight's going to get finalized, but man, I don't know. What do y'all think? Are you guys willing to pay $70 for this fight? Some of us are. Some of us are. I'm not. I'm on the fence because, like I said, this fight alone, no. Stacked undercard, yes, yes. But either way it goes, it's a gamble, and I'll be ready to pay for it. But if I do, I won't be happy. And hopefully it turns out, if I do pay for it, hopefully it turns out to be a spectacular card and a spectacular night of boxing. But Lord willing, we'll see. And Lord willing, I'll be there, regardless. But I want to know your opinion and what you think on this topic. As always, respect all, fear none, God bless. Till the next time, Real Talk Boxing, we up. We out of here, baby.